It's another Iraqi town, nameless to the Marines racing down the main drag in Humvees, blowing it to pieces. Iraqi gunmen concealed behind windows, on rooftops, and in alleys shoot at us with machine guns. The town stinks. Sewers, shattered from a Marine artillery bombardment that ceased moments before we entered, have overflowed. The war has started several days ago, and this ambush was an answered prayer to the men. They needed an outlet for their caffeine-stuffed body and restless minds.
Hey man, are you alright? Who's the dummy who sent us into this town?
I was just thinking one thing when we drove into that ambush. Grand Theft Auto, Vice City. Felt like I was living it when the flames coming out of the windows, the blown up car in the street, guys calling around, shooting at us. It was super cool.
The platoon's eldest member, Sergeant Gunny Wynn, walks among the Marines, grabbing their heads and shaking them like you would when playing with a puppy.
Man, good job.
Culturally, these Marines would be virtually
job out there.
unrecognizable to their forebears in the Greatest Generation. They are kids raised on hip-hop, Marilyn Manson, and Jerry Springer. Between calling out potential targets, Colbert and Person stay awake by screeching pop songs. Marines supplement their diets of caffeine, dip in a Farah with candy and junk food. As the fatigue and delirium set in, the undertaking sometimes feels like a family road trip. Colbert is the STEM father figure. Person is the mother, the communicator, keeping spirits up with his cheerful banter. Garza and Tromley are the children, happily munching candy, eager to please their dad. As team leader, Colbert controls every aspect of his men's lives, down to their bodily functions. Tromley, are you drinking water?
Yes, Sergeant.
Are you pissing?
At our last halt, Sergeant.
And was it clear?
Yes, Sergeant.
Good. Marines are dying up the road and we're sitting here with our thumbs up our butts.
We're handling it. In 1 hour, we're about to bust north at the bridge of Euphrates. There are some changes in the ROE. Anyone with a weapon is considered hostile. It doesn't matter if it's a woman with an AK on her back, shoot her. If there's an armed Iraqi out there, shoot him. I don't care if you have to put a 40mm grenade in their back.
Sir, we're going to go home to a mess after we start wasting these villages. People aren't going to like that.
I know, we risk losing the PR war, but fighting in urban terrain is exactly what Saddam would have wanted.
You see anyone through a window with an AK, cap him. But don't get buck fever like Casey Kazem did the other night on the canal. If you shoot a civilian, it's on all of us.
The streets below not only run with sewage, but are filled with uncollected garbage. In the midst of this, there are pools of stagnant rainwater. Somehow, locals differentiate between them, and dip their buckets into the former and drink it. They say they haven't had water or electricity in the neighborhood for a few years now. All of them have the same story. As soon as the sun goes down, bandits roam the streets. Since the armories and police stations were overrun at the end of the war, an AK now costs about the same as a couple packs of cigarettes.
They kill our houses. They let Alibaba into Baghdad.
Doc Bryan sets up a medical station under some ponchos in front of his Humvee. Mothers bring sick children, feverish infants, a girl whose legs were burned when a cooking fire exploded. Men start pushing to the front of the line, complaining of headaches and sleepiness. Like the guy we met in the first neighborhood, they want Valium. Another family brings a son who can't walk, hoping that Doc Bryan can cure him like a faith healer. A fight nearly breaks out between a Marine and men in Doc Bryan's line, who are stealing candy the Marines are giving to the sick children.
This is madness. Let's get out of this place before it gets worse. I have no respect for these men. They're stealing candy from children. As soon as they figure out that we're not going to be pouring money into this country, giving everyone a new car or a color TV, they'll turn on us.